And we are live. I hope those of you who have been watching me on live so far can reconnect on this new link. There was some audio issues earlier and nobody could hear me. If you are still on my YouTube page, I would request you to come on to the YouTube channel so that you can hear me loud and clear. If you're on my other YouTube channel, yes, please come and watch the one here. I'm just going to post this on all of the other groups that I've been on so that people can start joining in on this link. I'm sorry about the audio difficulties. I hope people are able to find me here on this new link. I'm just going to update that on the groups as well. So those of you who have been following me will probably get an alert that I'm live. But if you're not following me yet, then I would recommend you follow me that so that you don't miss out on anything in the future. I'm just going to probably go live and tell them to get on this new link. So just give me like a moment. Everyone who has joined the YouTube live, if you are watching me on Instagram, just know that there was some audio issue and we restarted the live, and the live is now on my YouTube channel. So just hop on, just come on to my YouTube channel and you'll find me on the live there. All right. So I've done posting that. So I hope people will respond to that now. Perfect. So, off to a little rocky start, but today is one of the final free sessions that I'm offering, at least in this month. I'm not sure if I'll be doing more in the future. But today is all about receiving messages from your loved ones on the spirit side. Okay. And I always loved doing this because ever since I was a child, I could see people who've passed on and have helped many souls move on as well. So it is very, um, it is very interesting for me to see how they reply back to the questions that we have and the information that they share about the spirit world and other things. And even when I do these readings for my clients as mediumship readings or soul communication readings, they usually give us messages that they want you to know. Like it's a message that probably will bring you some closure. It could be just knowing that they're all right in the spirit world would just make you feel probably much better. Sometimes they have some really interesting stuff. They like to talk about how the spirit works once they move on from the body, what happens to the spirit after they leave the body, and things of that sort. So it is very interesting, and I'm going to explain the process of how we're going to do this today. So don't start off with your questions just yet. Hear me out and then start sending me your questions. It will then become easier for you to understand what's going on. All right. And before we move on, there was something that happened today I wanted to really address. I had a client this morning, and there was somebody who really wanted to have an Akashic Records reading. And I went out of my way, even though I had a very busy schedule, to kind of put them into my calendar. And most of you who have already had sessions with me know that I give very detailed answers in my record sessions, and that the guides will want you to know everything possible about the question that you ask. And that is why I request you to give me very specific questions. This client, however, had multiple questions in one question itself. So I had mentioned to her that she needed to tone those questions down and make them more precise. but she said that they all meant the same thing. And I did mention to her that we may go overboard and we may not have time to complete all of this. And if I do go overboard, then I may charge extra. Even after having said this and spending a lot of time with her and giving her all of the information, there was, how do I say, an imbalance of energies when she refused to pay the extra amount, which I thought maybe she couldn't afford it or whatever her reasons were, it was fine with me. But because I asked her for the extra payment for me having spent more time than usual, she called me, she told me that my methods were very commercial. That kind of struck a chord with me. And the reason I'm telling you the story, and I want you to listen to this without any prejudice in your mind or without any judgment, because that was a big learning moment for me. When she said that I was commercial, it really hit a chord in me because I know that I operate from my heart and I go above and beyond to help all of you who are seeking answers or healing. I help you, I support you through your journeys. I'm always available every time you guys want to like call and tell me how you're progressing on your healing journey. Um, I help you with tools. I give you these kind of free sessions and channeling meditations, etc., etc. And then I sat with that feeling, right? Because it was making me feel uncomfortable. I sat with that feeling of why did her comment about me being commercial bother me so much? And then it hit me that it was a limiting belief that I had created in my own mind regarding money, right? Most of us, we don't realize that we block our own wealth or our own receiving capacities, whether it's money or love or respect or admiration, anything that you want in life. You need to know what is blocking it from coming to you. And for me, today's learning was that I often believe that my work is spiritual, and because the programming from generations and generations is that spiritual people should not be charging money to do their work. But I also believe that when you give so much of energy, and especially when I'm channeling, I am channeling a lot of energies. And after every session, it takes me a little while to recoup from the information I give you guys. And when someone disrespects that and makes you feel like you're asking for more than you actually deserve, um, it made me realize that I need to start looking at my work as a business setup as well, apart from it being a spiritual healing modality. Because I am doing the work and I am putting in my effort, but I also need to get equal energy exchange. And I also do these free sessions where I help you guys from time to time. However, when she said that, it made me feel that my limitation was my own mind telling me that I can only receive so much amount of money if I'm doing work in the spiritual forum. I'm doing my work and going above and beyond, and I'm bending backwards for my clients. What it's doing to me is it's making me feel very exhausted. And I'm sure you might have gone through the same thing in your life, where you go above and beyond for certain people, or you stretch yourself at work so much that you feel so exhausted, but the results don't equate at the end of it. Whatever amount of hard work you put in, you don't get the kind of results, is because you are selling yourself short. The value that you bring into this world, into your work, you have to first learn to value yourself before you expect someone else to value you, right? So this is something that I really wanted to speak about today, because it was sitting on my mind and I was analyzing, my own limiting belief today. And then I realized, oh my God, this is so good. Like I really appreciate that client now, and I'm so glad that she was the way she was, and she taught me this valuable lesson where I now know that I need to value my work, my energies, the information that I give you guys, because the quality of my work, I always try and keep it to the utmost level. Like I don't try and compromise on the quality of my work. And I hope you guys understand when I'm saying all of this, because I want you to apply this in your own life as well. Wherever you feel like you're overdoing it, try to like reel yourself back in, because you don't need to expend so much of energies to make someone else like you or want more of you. All right, so this is just the tidbit I have for you today before we proceed. A lot more people have joined in. So today, um, how we're going to be doing this. Since I'm a psychic medium, I'm going to be connecting with your loved ones on the spirit side, but this is not a seance. I'm not going to be calling their spirits here. I'm not going to be disturbing the dead. They are going to be in the spirit realm, but I'm going to be asking my guides to help connect with them so that we can receive information or messages from them. So, what I need from you while I say my invocation prayer to connect with the spirit world, I want you to give me your full names, which means your entire name. Even if you have an initial, I need the full form of that initial, and the entire full name of the person you're asking about, the relationship to that person. It could be a parent, sibling, friend, a spouse, partner, whatever it is. And the question. And the question has to be very specific. It has to be in one sentence, your question. If it is a message, what do I need to know from so and so person who's passed on? That would be one question. If you have a question about something that you want answers from them, then again, you have to be very specific about it. Okay. So um, make sure that your format is like that: your full name, then your person's full name, the person you're asking about, your relationship to that person, and your question, which has to be specific and fit it in one sentence if you can, because multiple questions will not be entertained today. Just one question about receiving, because in when I do this kind of spirit mediumship kind of things, I am calling in a lot of energies. Okay, so there will be multiple spirits available to give you messages. So I need to like really make sure that they don't disturb the collective energy. All right. So that is why I wanted to be very specific. So go ahead and send me your questions, and I'm going to say the prayer to connect with the spirit world, and I will be talking again in just like a few minutes. All right. Thank you. Thank you, angels and guides. All right. So I'm going to start with the questions again. I'm going to be picking people randomly and doing readings. If you have had your answers read in any of the previous lives, then I'm going to skip you guys and do the newcomers first. And if we have time, then I'm going to start addressing everyone else's issues as well. Okay. And another thing I want you to tell me is, when I'm reading for you, I want you to be active on the chat and keep replying to my questions so that I know that I'm channeling the right person and not someone else, because that is possible. It is possible that I try and connect with, say, a loved one on the other side, and somebody else wants to come through to give you a message. That is very highly likely to happen. All right. So I'm going to start with people who haven't had their records read in the last two lives. Okay. Uh, Kaida Venkatalakshmi, I would like you to be more active on the chat as I do this reading. Kaida Venkatalakshmi would like to know about her mother. Guides and angels, can you please bring in Kaida Venkatalakshmi's late mother, Buddhala Appayamma? So the person who's coming through when I say the name Buddhala Appayamma is someone who is probably very traditional, comes from a village background, someone who has been a very hardworking person in their life. Could be somebody with a farmer's background, someone who's worked with their hands quite a lot. And I'm also seeing like a lot of heavy gold. So I don't mean like a lot of gold jewelry, but like the earrings are quite heavy, which kind of sag the ear a bit. And I'm also seeing like a nose ring. I hope that resonates with you when I'm asking this question, because I would like to know if I'm tapping into the right spirit's energies. If you can let me know, Kaitala Venkatalakshmi, if that is how your mother was. It also makes me feel like she had passed on when she was probably in her late 60s or 70s, but she looked much older than her age. And she's I see like a lot of working in the sun, which might have probably made her look like she's much older than she was. So 78 is the number that I'm getting. Like at the latest, she might have passed around that age. You wanted to know if there was any final words or messages for you from your mother. Kayatala Venkatalakshmi. What can she know about her mother? Any final words or messages? Okay, so she's asking you to be at peace. When I'm saying this, I'm also getting it in Telugu because I speak Telugu and I feel like the person who's asking me this question also speaks Telugu. So the way she's saying it to me in Telugu, I'm going to say it so that you can understand or resonate on this better. She's saying challaga undamma, okay, which means like be happy or be at peace, right? She has no unfulfilled wishes, or there are no like there's nothing holding her back in this physical world. She has left quite some time ago is what I'm seeing. It's not a recent passing. So her soul has fully transitioned and she's in a better place right now, and she doesn't seem to like worry about any physical matter. Like it's not like you need to do something for her, or you need to fulfill her dying wishes or anything like that. She feels very happy that you are in a very happy household, like you are looked after, you're taken care of. I The feeling that I'm getting from your mother is that she's happy that you are happy, so she wants you to continue to be happy in your life, and that is the message that I'm getting for you. I hope that resonates with you. So Bhuvaneshwari, today's message is only for people in the spirit world, somebody you might have lost in the spirit world. It's not about messages from spirit guides. Okay, I think there are like multiple people from the same family who want to know about their loved ones. But I'm going to go to another person, like I said, and I will come back to the same family after I'm done. if we have the time, okay? Sri Lakshmi Dibidi, I think I had answered a question last week. Reshma Gupta, you need to give me your full name, your father's full name, and the question you want to ask your dad, okay? Okay, Reshma Gupta. What can Reshma Gupta know about her father, Naresh Gupta? The energy of your father is someone who was like, I feel like he might have passed when he was in his mid 50s or late 50s. I'm seeing like a very healthy looking man, and I feel like his passing could have been sudden or unexpected. Like, for example, he might have suddenly passed because of a heart attack or a brain aneurysm, or he could have contracted something that you wouldn't have expected that he would get, and then within like a few weeks or months he might have passed. So it was a very unexpected cause of his passing is what I'm saying. And he died pretty, like, I feel like he would have maybe touched 60. I don't see him being much older than that. um what can Reshma Gupta know about her father, Naresh Gupta? What can she know about her father? Any messages, any guidance? Okay, so the personality of your father that is coming through, Reshma, is someone who was a very family oriented person. I feel like even now he looks after the family. There is this energy of being looked after by your father. I'm also getting this feeling of um, him prioritizing education, like he wanted his kids to be educated. There's something about, like, he might have told you while growing up that if you have a good education you can do anything in this world. That is the kind of feeling I get, because I feel like he had lesser opportunities when he was growing up, and he wanted his kids to have like all the opportunities possible. So his only thing was that you grow in the intellect and get a good education, so that it will help you in getting a good job and getting into a better financial state. But also I feel like he was someone who was like a best friend to you, like someone you could talk to, and it was very easy to talk to him. Please let me know if this resonates with you so that I can understand if I'm picking up on the right person's energies. I'm also seeing that he never really wanted too much in his life. Like, he was not like very ambitious, or he was not someone who went after money or anything of that sort. He was happy with whatever he had, and he wanted the best for his family. So his priority was his family. um, I'm also receiving that, I don't know if you are looking for a job at the moment, Reshma, or if you have been asking him to guide you to where you need to go next. But there is this feeling of him telling you that you're on the right path, like keep doing what you're doing, not to give up even though things seem like impossible or whatever it is. He's asking you not to give up, to keep going, okay? Because he's there, he's looking after you, and that is all you need to know. Like, you don't need to worry about like when the next opportunity is going to come into your life or anything of that sort. He is going to take care of you even in the spirit side, okay? So let me know if this message resonates with you. Priyanka Gautam, if did I do a reading for you last time you were here? Okay, Reshma, you were saying that this is the opposite of what your father was. The energy didn't match, like the personality didn't match, or is it that I'm picking up on someone else's energies that you know it matches? Because, like I said, when I open the records of anyone, I will get more accurate information. But when I'm doing channeling like this in the spirit side, there will be more than one soul that wants to come through and give you a message. So if this person that I'm describing, he's not somebody who is how I described him to be, like someone who was family oriented, then let me know who it matches, okay? Because I am seeing a man's energy, Reshma. I'm also seeing that this man is very focused on the family. Okay. Did your father pass away at an early age, like below the ages of 60? Like maybe in his mid 50s or late 50s? That would be helpful for me to probably track the exact frequency resonance of your father. Did he look much younger than he was when he died? All right. So if I'm not picking up the right person when I'm doing these readings, please understand that there is some other energy that wants to send a message to you, and it could be that message, that feeling of guidance is coming from one of your family members who are in the spirit side. It could also be somebody you know, like it could be say a family friend, it could be an uncle or an aunt. Their energies also could come through. So the spirit communication works very well one on one when I'm doing this, but in a group setting, like I said, I opened up the whole spirit world to like allow to channel whoever's messages need to come through. So I, there may be a bit of confusion there. Okay, so please bear that in mind. When I'm doing one on one sessions, I'm able to finally tune into the energies because then I'm working with one person's specific energies. All right, so are you saying your father was not focused on family and that he was focused outside of the family? Because the kind of person that I'm getting is someone who really valued education, someone who wanted you to have an education so that you could do well in life. Okay. So I'm getting all mixed up with Reshma Gupta. I'm going to come back to you, Reshma. I'm going to go through somebody else first, and then I'm going to come back and address you. All right. Okay. If he was not very family oriented at all, then let me get back to your question a little later. But since I have described this person, right, does anyone else on the chat resonate with this man? Because I am seeing a man who's probably about 5'8", 5'9" in height, and he was quite healthy to look at. He died probably around the ages of 58. So just like he was probably would be reaching 60 and he didn't make it before that. And it was a very sudden death. If anyone else on the chat is resonating with this person, please let me know, because it could be that I'm picking up on one of your loved ones who want to come through first. And because I'm going like chronological order from the chat, spirits sometimes are very like active. They want to come through very easily and fast. So if there is anybody who's resonating with the message that I'm giving to Reshma, please let me know. Okay. Meanwhile, we'll just go ahead with other people on the chat and check if the information that I'm receiving for them is resonating with them or not. Okay. Um, okay. So Reshma, your question you had asked earlier was about your father, and then you mentioned somebody else. So it's a little confusing. Okay. Priyanka Gautam, if I have not answered your questions before, I'm going to go with you before we reconnect with Reshma again. This is a bit of a tricky situation and it happens sometimes because the souls, like I said, are very active, and when they come through, a lot of them can come through at the same time. Record keepers and guides, angels and ascended masters here. What can Priyanka Gautam know about her late grandfather Ramchandra? Can you give me your grandfather's full name? Please mention their full names, even if there are like surnames or anything else. Even in your name, if there is a surname, please mention those names, because then it becomes easier for me to track the frequency of these souls that I'm trying to connect with. Okay. All right. Heather, can you give me your full name, your person you're asking about, their full name, whoever is on the spirit side, and the question, please, so that I can tune into your energies? All right. So I'm going to go with Renuka Vasudev right now. Renuka Vasudev Lalwani. What can I know about her mother, Kamal Vasudev Lalwani? Renuka, if you are on the call, please respond to the messages that are coming through so that I can understand and not get confused, um, like I have for Reshma, so that we can tune in more finely. Okay, so where were we? Sorry, one second. Renuka Vasudev Lalwani. The energies that I'm getting from your mother, Kamal Vasudev Lalwani, is that of a homemaker. I don't know if she was somebody who did not work or wanted to work and could not work. There's some situation like that with her. But I'm also getting a very warm-hearted personality that is coming from your mother, um, Kamal Vasudev Lalwani. There is this energy of her being the person people came to for getting their problems resolved. Like you could talk to her about anything, and then um, they would feel like a warmth, like even if she didn't understand too much, or even if she was not very intellectual to give like very complicated answers, something about her energies feel very warm and welcoming. So people, when they meet with her, there was this feeling of being taken care of. She was literally like a mother figure to a lot of people. Like maybe your friends felt very at home when they came and visited when your mother was around. There is this feeling of expansion. Like I don't know if it was she was a spiritual woman, or she believed in a particular god or a goddess, and she believed in God in general. But I feel like that kind of practice that she used to do in that belief system that she had made her live her life day to day. Like she believed that everything is going to be fine. There's a higher power looking after us. So there's an expansion of her energies. When I'm connecting with her, I feel like she's gone to a very expanded place after she's passed on. It almost feels like you don't have to be sad for losing her, because she is at a place where the frequency is very high. Like when souls die, they go into something that we call a spirit hospital before they go into the spirit school, and then they learn about what their life was like and what their upcoming life is like before they choose to reincarnate. But your mother feels like she went to the higher realms immediately, and because she had fulfilled what her purpose was in her lifetime. So I'm not seeing any unfulfilled wishes from her side, but at the same time I'm getting this feeling of, has she reincarnated? I'm not getting the feeling like she has already reincarnated. um, is she choosing to reincarnate soon? There is a possibility of her reincarnating again, but she hasn't reincarnated yet because that was your name. So she is still connected with you. Like there is this feeling of, even though she's at a higher plane, you can still access her energies. Every time you want to communicate with a loved one on the other side, all you need to do is mentally have a conversation with them and ask them to show you signs that prove that they are still part of your life, that they are still watching over you. So all you need to do is ask them to show you like a solid sign that, yeah, this I need to see, like say a black bird on my windowsill, or like I would need to like see somebody wearing a purple colored shirt, walk by me in the next 24 hours. So you have to be very specific with your signs. When you are specific, it becomes easier for the loved ones on the spirit side to send you that particular sign to confirm that there is a connection. So I get this feeling that she's still connected with you, Renuka. I don't feel like she has disconnected with you. In terms of love, the love is still there. It's just that she has a higher learning now, and she is not as accessible as spirits who are still in the learning phases, in the school, spirit school, or in the spirit hospital. They are more accessible to the earthly planes. She's a little higher above that. It feels like her frequency has expanded. Okay. I hope this makes sense, because sometimes the information that I get may not make sense to everyone, because they want like 3D answers, like they want something that you can understand in this particular realm. But things work very differently in the spirit realm. Okay. Okay. Heather Houston, am I pronouncing your name correctly? So, Heather, I'm getting this feeling about your mom, Donna Rose. Was she like a very svelte woman, like who was probably, I want to say she, at least before she passed, she was on the skinnier side. She might have lost a lot of weight before she passed. But I'm also seeing the fact that she was someone who really wanted to look good, or wanted to take care of herself, or something of that sort. There is this feeling of, like towards the end, how she's showing me like she couldn't do much of that. Like I don't know if she lost a lot of weight and she started feeling like a little awkward with her own body. But there is this feeling of her being quite svelte, like quite slim looking. And I don't know if she was a brunette, or like a dark blonde hair. I'm not sure, but I'm getting like hair that is up till the shoulder level. So I don't know if she was much younger. She had short hair. But there is something about styling that comes up. Like I don't know the kind of work she did. I don't know if she was into like hairstyling or beauty products, or like a somebody who worked with other people to make them more beautiful, in terms of like a salon or something of that sort. Um, Either that, or she's somebody who was very artistic, or she could create stuff. So let me know if this resonates with you, Heather. Um, and your question, any messages from Donna Rose for Heather Houston? Any messages from Donna Rose, her mother, for Heather Houston? There's something about wishing she spent more time. She was, she feels like she should have spent more time with you. Um, there's some distance between the two of you, is what I'm saying. Like I don't know if you stayed in another city, or she lived a little away from you, and or your working schedules were not very, how do I say, in sync, where you could actually make the time to meet one another. But there is this feeling of not having spent enough time, at least the past few years before she passed. There is this feeling of her having that regret that she should have spent more time with her family or kids. I feel like she had more than one child. I mean, I'm assuming you have siblings as well, because I'm getting this feeling of somebody else who she may not have spoken to in a while or haven't met in a while. There was something of like not being able to kind of, you know, talk to that person. So like something of a rift that, or like an argument or a misunderstanding that could have happened, which led to a lot of distance between her and the people she loved. Okay, so that regret comes in quite strongly right now, that she should have spent more time. She should have probably patched things up. She should have explained herself and cleared the misunderstandings. That is the kind of message that I'm getting from your mom, Donna Rose. Okay, and again, once we connect in person, like on a one-on-one session, I will get more detailed information. Because I've opened this up to the group, please understand that there will be like mixed signals here and there, like it happened with Reshma earlier. But I hope that resonates with you. Oh, you did mention you were estranged for many years. All right. So it is because of your sibling, because I feel like the sibling also was somewhere else. Okay, that makes sense. So that there is regret of not spending enough time with you. That is what I'm getting from her. She wishes that she should have spent more time with you, Heather. That is one of the regrets that she's carried into the spirit world. She feels like she should have done something about it, like close the distance between the two of you, at least made an effort to do so. Because I feel like when she passed, she was in a very bad way. Like, I don't know, like I said, I keep seeing somebody who's lost a lot of weight. So I don't know how she passed, but it feels like she lost a lot of weight before she did. And while she was going through that whole process, um, she had all of these thoughts coming in, like I wish I had more time to like rectify things between you and her and things of that sort. So that's the regret that I'm getting from her. All right, awesome. All right, hi Swami, thank you for joining. Okay, Nupur Dingra, I hope you're here on the call. Nupur, I'm just going to go with you for now. What can Nupur Dingra know about her mother, Urmil Dingra? Nupur Dingra know about her mother. When I'm connecting with Urmil Dingra's energies, Nupur, if you're on the call, please keep texting so that I can understand. So when I connect with your mom's energies, I'm getting this feeling of royalty for some reason. Like there is this feeling of either she had a personality which seemed very graceful and royal, even queen-like, or she dressed in a certain way that made people feel like she was very graceful and very royal in her appearance. Some people have that aura, right? Like it's just that feeling I'm getting. Is this how you are? Was this how your mother was when she was alive? If you can confirm that, because I'm getting an energy again of somebody from your family, Nupur, that probably had that kind of personality. All right, thank you for confirming that, Nupur. I'm also getting this feeling like she was someone who studied or had an education of some amount, because I'm also getting this feeling of her liking novels or reading books or something about keeping herself educated. Like, even if it is not like a course or anything of that sort, she liked to read a lot or to keep herself updated. Okay. All right. And then she also comes across as somebody who was very level headed and balanced. Okay. someone who kind of knew more than she let on. Like it feels like if people, like, in the olden days, they would not allow women to have opinions and stuff like that. But your mother actually had a lot of thoughts about various topics. Like if you had a conversation with her, she will give you the pros and cons of a situation. She had the intellect to analyze things, okay, but she never really publicized it or like spoke about it openly, only with few people she connected with, okay. So I'm getting this feeling of her being quite intelligent. In short, what can she know about her mother, Nupur Tindra? What can she know about Urmil Dhingra, her mother? Any messages? Any messages from Urmil Dhingra for Nupur Dhingra, please? Okay, so what I'm getting from your mom, Urmil Dhingra, is whatever you do in life, she wants you to prioritize yourself. And when I say that, I mean she wants you to be self sufficient, financially independent, someone who could look after themselves no matter what, because she wants you to know that only when you can rely on yourself and trust yourself, your decisions, your opinions, your thoughts, then you will be able to create more, even in partnerships. Like if you have a relationship tomorrow, you will actually contribute to it and grow upon that relationship. You'll grow that relationship and take it to a new height. So she wants you to keep working on making yourself self-sufficient, okay. She's someone who wants you to like, there is this feeling of no matter how hard a situation is, she feels like you will know how to find a way around it. Like you will find a solution, you will be able to come up with something, even if it's like an out of box idea, to kind of work your way around that. And she feels very proud of you because you know how to handle life, and she's not worried about you, okay. So that is what I'm getting for you, Nupur. All right. So I know there are like a lot of questions here, and it's all getting jumbled up between everyone else's messages. Um, okay, there is somebody called Lavanya Kohli, but I need to know your full name, Lavanya, otherwise I will not be able to connect properly. Lavanya, if you're there, please respond. If your name is Lavanya Kohli, if that's your full name, I'm just going to go with that because that is what is written on your handle. Your husband Shankar Kohli, did he pass away suddenly? Like, I don't know if it is during COVID or something of that sort. Like, it feels like it was unexpected. Can you confirm that? Lavanya Kohli, all right. So, you want to know if there are any messages? Okay, COVID. Okay, because that's the first thing that I saw. Like, he had passed during COVID. And I'm also trying to understand if there's I'm getting this feeling like there was something that was left midway. Like, I don't know if he was doing something like a construction, or he was trying to invest in something or build a business, something like that, which was left midway. And it kind of fell on you to like kind then figure out how to complete that task. Um, and he's sorry about that. He's sorry, like he kind of dumped all of that responsibility on you, but there's nothing he could have done because it was not in his control, the situation. But he feels like he should have been there to see it through. I hope this resonates with you, Lavanya. Just let me know if it does. um, Okay, Shankar Kohli. Do you have any messages for Lavanya Kohli? See, all of your messages are getting lost in the chat, so just keep repasting your questions just in case I'm not able to find them in the chat. All right, just bear with me because there are so many people messaging. All right, uh, Priyanka Gautam, I need you to give me the full question. Like, I need you to tell me who Ramchandar is. You said it was your grandfather, so there is no last name, is what you're saying, right? Okay, let me finish with Lavanya and I'm going to come and address your question next. Um, so, Lavanya, I just wanted you to tell me if what I said resonated because the message that I'm getting from your husband is that he's still looking after you, like he's still connected with the family, and I'm also feeling like he wishes that he was there looking after you guys and taking on the responsibility because it feels like you get overwhelmed sometimes, not knowing how to decide certain financial matters or not knowing how to make certain decisions that could be very, like it could create an impact in someone's life, like say building a house or buying something or starting a business or something of that sort. But there is immense connection. Like I feel like he does love you and your, if you have children, he does love you guys as well. So I don't see like a disconnect from it. Like I feel like he's going to be part of your lives till you guys transition into the spirit world. He's going to be there to come and receive you when you do. Not in a hurry. He's saying don't be in a hurry to do that. Just take your time, live your entire life, because he wants to live his life through y'all, because he feels like it was cut short and he wants to live his entire life with you. Okay. um Through you, like if you live your own life, Lavanya, it feels like he's also living his life through you. Okay, so that is the question I sorry, that's the answer I have for you. All right, so Priyanka, Gautam, he didn't have a surname. I'm just gonna go back to your question again. You mentioned he was your grandfather, right? Ramchandra. And you wanted to know specifically what was your question. um, Sorry, I need to find Priyanka, you need to rewrite your question if that's possible. Please mention the names of the people you want to receive answers from, your full name, their full name, and then the question. Um, Priyanka, I can't find your question anywhere. Can you please rewrite your question if that's possible because we're almost at time? Okay. What can Priyanka Gautam know about her grandfather Ramchandra? Any messages for her or her brother Vidit Gautam? Priyanka Gautam's grandfather Ramchandra. Can you please come through? So I feel like your grandfather passed away when he was at a ripe old age. Is what I'm hearing from spirit. It feels like he was either in his 70s or like he was around 78, 79, something of that sort. I'm also getting this feeling of him being a very like a man who a lot of people came to for advice. I don't know if he was into law or connected to the law in some way. Um, Can you confirm that, Priyanka? Because I feel like your grandfather had a presence. Like it feels like he was the head of the family for a very long time. Like even if he had sons and they took over the family, it still feels like everything went through him. Like I feel like he was someone who had a lot of pull in the family. So it feels like he was the head of the family. That is the kind of feeling that I'm getting from your grandfather, Ramchandra. And I also feel like a lot of people used to come to him for advice. And I get immense love from him for both you and your brother with it. It almost feels like he couldn't spend a lot of time when his own children were growing up. So it is. Through you and your brother, he kind of relived spending time with his kids. Like so when he was, probably say, like when he was younger, he had so much going on that he didn't have enough time to spend um, with his own children. But he made sure that he spent a lot of time with you and your brother. Okay. And I'm also getting this feeling like you guys got a lot of guidance from him, both you and your brother with it. It feels like there were times when he would tell you all stories from his life, or he would tell you how you should be as a person, something like that. It feels very intense. Like it feels like you'll have spent a lot of summers in his house, or you've spent a lot of time just listening to his stories. That's what he's showing me right now, like a scene from his life, and he really enjoyed spending that time with you and your brother. I don't see like too much of an age gap between you and your brother, to be honest, Priyanka, because it feels like maybe 1 or 2 years, if any. And I feel like both of you all were around the same age when you all interacted with your grandfather. Like there are a lot of fond memories there. Okay. um, he doesn't have any specific message, but he feels like he looks at both you and Vidit, your brother, still as those kids who would raptly listen to his stories, or like just be lost in the information he has to share with you. Like I'm also seeing that he showed you all things like I feel like I don't know if you all made things with your hands, like he probably say paper planes or something like that. He taught you all how to make paper planes or something with the hands, okay? So it feels like there was a lot of good memories that you've had with your grandfather, and the love he has for the two of you is still immense. Like it's still there, it's very tangible, okay? So I feel like he lived to a ripe old age. He enjoyed everything he could. He had no regrets. But I'm not getting any specific messages per se for you or your brother Vidit Gautam. All right. Um, Okay, so we are at time. I know that a lot of you have many, many questions here, and I would love to sit and answer each and every one of you. But I need to go back to Reshma Gautam, because I did mention I'm going to go back to her at the end of it, because her reading was a bit confusing and I need to understand why this other person had come through. So I'm just going to scroll to Reshma Gautam's question once again. Reshma, Reshma Gautam, sorry, Reshma Gupta. Reshma Gupta, I need to see your question. Reshma Gupta. Okay, Naresh Kumar Gupta. What can Reshma Gupta know about her father, Naresh Kumar Gupta? Naresh Kumar Gupta. The moment I'm connecting with your father's energies, I'm getting a very like a heavy feeling in the chest, Reshma. You did mention he was not a family oriented person, but I'm also feeling like he had a lot of things on his chest. Like it feels like there were a lot of misunderstandings or family arguments that he might have had while he was alive, and he kept them all. Like he held on to that pain. It kind of fueled his life, okay, till the very end. I feel like there was a heaviness on his chest. um, and when he passed, it feels like nothing was resolved. Like it feels like there was no closure, because of the pain that others felt with his presence in the house, okay. I'm also saying, like, I don't know if he spent a lot of time outside the house, like traveling or had other things to do, but there was this feeling of him being out of the house quite a bit. And I'm also getting this feeling of, like, now that he's in the spirit world, and when you're asking if there was any message that he has, I'm seeing like a lot of regret. Like it almost feels like he knows now what he has done, and he feels a lot of shame and regret for his actions and his behavior, but he can't undo any of it. He feels like he should have been there for his family, a better father, a better husband. Um, there is this feeling of his life was led with a lot of anger and frustration and pain, okay, and that he projected onto the rest of the world. So I don't feel like he had a very fulfilling kind of a life, and that is his regret. Like he shouldn't have done certain things, especially in your life. I see there was some sort of interference from his side which would have caused you a lot of pain. um, he feels like he could have handled that situation better, okay. So Reshma Gupta, if you're listening to this, there is this feeling of regret coming from your dad, even though, when he was alive, he couldn't spend a lot of time. He was not a family oriented person, but I feel like there was a lot of anger. Like, I don't know if there was some sibling rivalry or some family issues, but there were a lot of, like, unprocessed emotions that he had carried, especially anger, um sadness, pain, frustration, things of that sort. Because every time I'm connecting with him now, because you gave me his full name, before I had just said Naresh Gupta, but it is actually Naresh Kumar Gupta. So when I'm connecting with him now, I'm getting this very heavy feeling in my chest. I don't know if he passed away because of a heart attack or a heart condition, but there have been like heavy emotions on him, even when he passed. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. All right. There's been, like, I know that there are a lot of questions and I cannot get to all of you all today, but I am giving away 50% off on all of my Akashic record readings next month, whole of next month, from the 1st of June to like the 30th of June. And it is very interesting because I don't do 50% offs ever, and I usually don't do it for such a long period of time. So I feel like it is something that you all should take advantage of and start booking, because already the first week of June is being booked out. So you need to start booking your slots now if you want to, avail that 50% off. You can ask me the same spirit related questions in those readings. You can ask me questions about your health, your money, your love life, your career, your finances, anything you could think of. The only question that probably the guides will not answer is when am I going to die, or when someone is going to die. Those kind of questions they will not address, but everything else they will answer. So if you feel like you want to get like a personalized one-on-one reading, because again, in group sessions I can be a little off. I apologize for that, but in a group everyone's energy is suddenly connected to mine, so channeling for so many people at once becomes a bit crosswired. Okay, I hope that you can understand that. So if you want like very specific, clear one-on-one readings, I would suggest you book your sessions in June because of the 50% off. Also, Akashic Records is best done in on a one-on-one call, okay? And all of these sessions are done via Zoom call, so you can be anywhere in the world and you can still have a session with me. All of the Akashic Record sessions will be recorded, and the recording will be sent only to you, to the email ID that you provide to me during our booking, okay? So it's very private. Nobody's going to know what happens in your Akashic record readings unless you want to share the recording with somebody else, like a family friend or a partner or something. But apart from that, everything is confidential. What happens in the records stay in the records. So, and I will never refer to any of your personal details. Even if I'm talking about a case that I have experienced, I will never mention the person's name or their personality or give any sort of inclination of who they could be. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. And these record sessions are very detailed, so I can only take 5 questions in 1 hour, and your questions have to be very specific. If they're very long paragraph kind of questions, I will not be able to take them because every question is counted as a question. Okay, so 5 questions because my guides are extremely detailed. Even today I could have gone on and on with most of your readings, but I have to try and contain it because I want to reach as many people as possible through my readings. I will be doing sporadic lives like this in the future as well, where you can ask me one question about anything in your life, so we can then meet again in those lives. But I need you to start booking your sessions as soon as possible. So get in touch with me. My phone number is on my website. It's also in the description in the YouTube videos, so you can get in touch with me, find out which dates are available, which slots are available, and then we can go ahead. So the bookings for the first week are now open and they're kind of closing really fast. So start booking now, because then the second week will open, and the third week and the fourth week of June. So we're doing the entire month of June. Okay, so I'm really excited about that. And if you have any questions, do let me know. You can text me directly, you can DM me on Instagram or on YouTube. But it's really great connecting with you here today. And I know I'm also feeling bad that our free sessions have come to an end. There are like we've been doing this for the last couple of weeks, so it was really fun connecting with each and every one of you. But yeah, so let's keep in touch and see you again in the next reading. If you have any messages you want to send through, please start sending them now. Not questions, because I'm not doing the questions anymore. I'm done. Um, but I hope the answers have resonated with you. All right. So, Swami, you have a very interesting question about light beings or higher guidance or something blocking you from creating more. That we can address in a session, like a one-on-one session, because sometimes there are energies that might block us from creating more, and sometimes those energies are just in our head, our own limiting thoughts and beliefs. And sometimes when we get a different perspective from the record keepers and guides, everything shifts. Okay, so we can address those in the one-on-one readings. Okay, but it was, yeah, great connecting with all of you. Thank you for your love and support, and looking forward to connecting more with more of you as we move forward. Like I promised, I know I have been like sporadic in my lives and I haven't really been consistent, but I'm going to try. Okay, I'm really going to try to be more consistent, bring you all more freebies like these sessions or guided meditation or activations. I'm going to do that more regularly, I promise. All right, and also on an interesting note, I have been offering Saturday workshops, which are from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And each workshop is every time we do this, every week it's a different topic. So we have topics like releasing your money blocks, or if you have issues with relationships or love, you can come on a Zoom call with me. It's a very nominal fee for these sessions, so you can just hop on every Saturday as you feel like, depending on the topic. And we do cord cuttings, we do soul retrievals, we do money limitations blocks, we release that. I teach you certain tools that you could use on a regular basis that will help you create more in life, teach you like some magical tools. So I'm really excited about these Saturday workshops. So if you guys want to like join me for like a training purpose, like in the sense like want to know how you can work on yourself and get better, try these workshops because they're gold. Okay. Trust me when I say this, because I have been doing a lot of studying and a lot of training myself to offer these to you. So do hop onto those Saturday workshops as well. It's 2 hours every Saturday from 11 to 1. In the month of June, I will not be offering these workshops because of the 50% off for the Akashic Records, because I'm also offering Saturday slots for those of you who are busy working on the weekdays and cannot do weekdays. So the Saturday slots will be running out very, very quickly because everyone wants to do it on the weekend when they have the time. So again, start booking your sessions for June now. All right. Anything you need to know, my information is in the description. Get in touch with me. I would love to hear from you, and lots of love. All right. See you again in the next live.